I've always been low-key obsessed with Mareep's evolution line, because they're electric sheep, and there's a famous sci-fi novel called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick that's the inspiration for the Blade Runner film. This past weekend, I finally read that novel. Of course, we already did an episode on Mareep, so this episode is technically about Flaaffy, the middle evolution in Mareep's evolutionary line. In game, I've caught Mareep and evolved them to Flaaffy a handful of times, but I've always felt Ampharos was a little disappointing. Like, Mareep and Flaaffy were part of one evolutionary line, and Ampharos was the next number in the Pokedex and intended to be a standalone Pokemon. I guess they have the same ears. But what I really want to talk about is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Fans of Blade Runner will remember that the story is about Rick Decker, a bounty hunter who hunts down androids. The term Blade Runner doesn't appear at all in the novel. I believe I heard somewhere that the filmmakers took it from a screenplay or pitch about a knife salesman. This is where the similarities end between the books and the movie. I'm not going to summarize or break down the whole book, but I wanted to point out a few things that stuck out to me. First off, Decker literally owns an electric sheep. A nuclear war wiped out most of the animals in the world, so owning an animal is a sign of your social standing. Those who can't afford a real animal will purchase an electric version. In order to keep their neighbors from knowing their normal animal is electric, mechanic shops pose as veterinary hospitals, and when a component breaks down, the electric animals appear sick. Next, we have the Penfield Mood Organ. This is a machine that can be dialed to any of 999 different settings to artificially manipulate emotions to do everything from making the user want to wake up for work, setting 100, to watch TV, setting 888, and even to want to set the mood organ, setting 3. It's introduced in the opening scene of the book as Decker gets up for work and tries to get his wife to use it to feel better. There's a light social commentary there, but mostly it adds an element of whimsy to the novel that just isn't there in the film. The scene ends with Decker setting his wife's mood organ to 591. Pleased acknowledgement of husband's superior wisdom in all matters. The book is from 1968, so we'll look past a sexist joke here or there. And lastly, we have the religion of mercerism. I mostly lost the thread with scenes involving this religion, but it has something to do with being nice to each other and how all life has value, maybe including androids, or maybe in a way that androids can't understand. Also, something to do with a box where you could experience getting rocks thrown at you and or swap emotions. Again, I kind of didn't understand that element. I need to rewatch the movie. Hopefully after reading the book, it will be easier to get into. Blade Runner is a movie that I really want to like, and I really appreciate what it's done for the cyberpunk aesthetic and other stuff. But I also don't know that I've ever sat through the whole thing without falling asleep. And it's just so grim. The novel has this lighter tone while still, making me think or whatever. Anyway, this has been my Pokemon podcast. Thanks for listening. And remember that you are the best, like no one ever was.